balls. Oh my god, getting mad. So I have to concentrate, not take my wing mirrors off. It's Monday the 10th of July. I just recorded a kind of 4-minute post and realised I didn't actually press the start button. But oh my god, getting mad. Anyway, yeah, so it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm sort of got the van pretty much ready to go. Just gonna have a cup of coffee. I've got to get off my ramps and get that. It's about to piss with rain, so I'm trying to get that done before it starts raining. And then I've got a sort of roughly 3.5 to 4 hour drive, 186 miles up to Ambleside, right in the heart of the Lake District. Once I sort of go down through Anglesey, go along the top northern edge of Wales in towards Liverpool, and then pick up the M6 and then head up north on the M6, then peel off into the lakes. It's getting a bit close to school holiday season now, and I'll only have a kind of week and a half maybe there before it goes really busy. It's already quite tricky getting onto sites because I think a lot of people who are already retired like to visit at this time of year before all the kids break up. So and it's quite a small area, the Lake District, really. But I'll get in there. I've got some friends to meet. I'll try and get some good runs done. But today's going to be mainly about travel and getting set up, and then I'll probably, hopefully this afternoon, nip into Ambleside for a look around. It's a bit of a kind of mecca for, you know, running, hiking, mountain biking, that sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting to be in a place that's kind of focused around that. Because so far I haven't really been anywhere like that. You know, Snowdonia is a bit like that, but there are, you know, Capel only little small little villages and what have you. So I'm looking forward to getting up there and getting settled in for a few days. I've got 4 days booked up, which I can extend if I like the site. But I'll probably try and move north to Keswick to meet another friend up there. So yeah, let's get this van packed up and we can get on the move. I was just thinking, it's been really lovely. Had a really nice time in Wales. Several years ago I really fancied the idea of you know, driving up the Welsh coast, the west coast, and it's been even more lovely than I expected it to be. So yeah, it feels quite strange to be leaving, I suppose, because you're leaving the familiar, but I'm sure it's always going to be very exciting up ahead. Every time I get started from staying somewhere, I have to go through this checklist, making sure I've done everything, locked everything up, and of course I've left the frigging cutlery drawer open. If you don't if you don't put the locks on, you end up with like cutlery flying around. And I didn't lock the fridge door once and I ended up with all the food getting scattered around inside of the van once as I was driving around Dartmoor, which was really annoying, and there was nowhere to stop. It's quite tight, so I have to concentrate, not take my wing mirrors off. Woohoo! Well, I suppose that was inevitable after having a cup of tea and a coffee before I left. I've got about an hour into the journey and had to stop for a humongous wheel. Oh, I've done on my private. I'm also running just ahead of a big rainstorm that's coming in, electrical storm, and it's just starting to catch up with me, so I'm going to push on. It's now, yeah, I'm about 6.5 miles from where I need to be, 15 minutes away, and I'm hit a load of traffic. It's 1 o'clock. I'm parked up, set up, got the hookup connected, worked out how to park the van on the level. It's on quite a slopey piece of ground, sort of in a grass car park. It's a slightly weird setup, to be honest, but I think it's just another way that the Brethay Trust sort of try to raise money, so I'm happy to be supporting them. I'm just going to grab some lunch, have a cup of tea, just chill out a little bit, and then I'm just going to walk into Ambleside,
It's just I think it's about a mile away, something like that. Just kind of have a look around, and get my head together and kind of work out what my plans are for the next few days. I'll get hold of my friends and work out where they are when they're available. My plan is to kind of move up towards Keswick, towards where my other friend lives, after these 4 days. But yeah, don't know. I've just need to eat some food so I can think straight. I'm feeling a bit tired after that drive, I've got to be honest. It was about 4 hours to get here and another kind of half an hour to work out where to put the van and how to get set up. And I think, I'm not used to working through weekends, and it's like, it's like any other day in some respects. You're just working, but psychologically working through a weekend when everyone else is out having fun is quite tricky. But I feel very relaxed now. I'll probably have to answer a few emails here and there, but such is the life of a self-employed contract worker. But yeah, right, I'm just going to amble into Ambleside, excuse the pun, and buy some food, chill the hell out, probably drink some coffee. I cannot believe that something so simple as just made me feel so happy. The sink in my bathroom, in my shower room, has been getting more and more blocked over about the last 3 weeks, and it's been unusable for the last 3 or 4 days. And I've tried everything. I've tried kind of getting a hose and blowing into it. I've tried putting nasty chemicals down it, and the last 2-3 days I just haven't been able to use it. The water just would not drain out of it. And so I did some research on the internet and saw all sorts of weird answers, and then one just said, we just use an old-fashioned sink plunger. So I went into town, into Ambleside, and bought this for £5.30. Read on it, I didn't realise how you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to push it down to press it first and then yank it up quickly. I did it and it worked instantly, and now I have a fully functioning sink, so I can hand wash some clothes and stuff like that. I can actually wash in it, brush my teeth in it, without having to go out and using the one in the kitchen area. Yes! Let's hope it's not like this for the next 4 days. The weather forecast isn't looking very good for the next couple of weeks. I think I'm going to have to pick my time when I go out, especially considering I don't know the area. I've had some brilliant help from the local shop. I'll show you what I bought a bit later. But yeah, I'm going to have to pick my moment, I think, to go out. I have got, unfortunately, some bits of work to finish, so I'll probably be doing those while the weather's shit. But yeah, it is what it is. Sounds really nice. So it's Tuesday the 11th of July. I spent the first night in that Brathay Hall campsite. It's very nice. Got a hookup, had a hot shower in my van, which is great. Yeah, so I'm coming out to do my first kind of introductory run in the lakes, and here we are, just like a mile or so in, looking at this. I'm doing the Loughrigg Fell Circuit. It's like 6 or 7 miles. I've walked into Ambleside and then walked to the start and kind of ran a section of like gravel path that was parallel to the road, so I don't have to run along the road. And then I'm just starting this first climb. I'm kind of going around the edge of it, and then when I get to the other end I might just go up to the top. It depends if the cloud's lifting at all, but it's raining, but it's fine. Just got to the top of Loughrigg Fell. These amazing views. It's incredible with this cloud now as well. It's beautiful. Bit of weather coming in, so I'm not going to hang around. It's funny, up on the top there it was quite cold and windy, and then it started chucking down with rain. It's just like these showers come through, but in between it's like really muggy. I've just taken my coat off. I've got a long sleeve top on today, kind of prepared for the tops, but I wasn't prepared for the shelter parts really. But I've been using some new shoes today. They're VJ Extreme 2s, and they've got incredibly sticky rubber. They were recommended by the local Joe Brown shop, and Colin from Run Venture, as it was in Tavistock, used to rave about them. but the rubber is incredibly grippy on wet rock. The grippiest I think I've ever experienced. And the guys in the shop were raving about it, and I thought maybe it's hype, but it's not. They are incredibly grippy, and they're really grippy in mud and kind of muddy, wet rock. They're fantastic, and the ones I've got are kind of halfway between the ultra shoe and the real minimalist like fell shoe. So for things up to like half marathon and probably even marathon distance trail running on soft ground, especially, I actually think they're fantastic, and they feel great to run on the flat as well. They're quite springy. Right, I need to push on. I definitely haven't felt this kind of lactate burn build up for a few years, and it feels good. And it looks like I follow this trail for about 1 kilometre, and then I hit a row back into Ambleside, and then I'm going to treat myself to lunch and then go and tell the guys in the shop how amazing these shoes are. Right, I'm back at the van now at Brothay Hall. I need to do a little bit of work this afternoon, just for an hour or two. Yeah, I bought a few bits and pieces in town. I bought some Scott Supertrack 3s. I had a pair of the original Scott Supertracks, and they only lasted about 100 miles and the uppers went, and I took them back to the shop, and they weren't particularly convincing in that they were doing anything about it. But yeah, the 3s I understand have a much better upper. They're really good for kind of training runs, easy training runs and long distance stuff. They've got really good grip and they're very comfortable, and they were on offer in the shop for 90 quid, £91 I think I paid for them. So I bought some of those. I bought a bum bag because I'm finding that all the little waist belts I've got aren't quite big enough for doing what I want to do around here. I ended up running quite hard for about 7.5 miles today, harder than I'd run for a couple of years probably. I forgot to take any gels with me because I just didn't take any gels because I thought I was going to jog round, and I loved running in those new VJ shoes so much that I ended up pushing it and doing a kind of fartlek hill effort run. And yeah, I mean I was fine. I did feel a little bit tired towards the end, but I mean those shoes are just amazing, incredible grip in wet rock and mud and typical kind of mountain environments. Yeah, and I haven't got anything. I didn't really fancy wearing an ultra vest for for doing 6 or 7 miles. So yeah, I think I'll do a little review on these things I bought today because I think they all have their place. And I ended up splashing out about 50 quid on a water bottle with a filter built into it, a bit like the Salomon ones. I think it's like today I only took I didn't even fill it, a 500ml flask up because I thought I was going to jog around. And I'm quite bad at hydrating and refueling at the moment. I just go out, just running for the pure pleasure of it, and often not having enough kind of gels or fluid with me. And I think if I carry a bum bag, I could stick a couple of flasks in when I'm not taking poles. I think it'd be really useful, and I just fancy playing around with that a little bit more. I definitely need to get my hydration game on track, really, especially through the summer. And the beauty of having the other flask is that you can maybe start off with no water in it, but then if you run out of water, then you can just use it to refill it up out of a river or something like that. So yeah, it's something I don't have in all the kit I have. It's something that fills a gap that I think would be really worth having. And I've got some other plans for the Alps next year where I think it could be quite useful, although I've been told today that the water high up in the Alps is usually pretty good quality. I need to get out of Ambleside quite quickly. I'm in danger of emptying my bank account, but I think going to Keswick's going to be equally as bad. But it is nice to take advantage of the fact you've got so many amazing shops here, and the people who work in the shops are all like ultra runners and fell runners, and they've all got really good advice and they're really keen to help, which is great. But tomorrow I'm meeting a friend, and I think we're just going to go for a walk with her dog, just catch up. I haven't seen her for about 15 years. And then I'll run again on Thursday probably, and then Friday depends. I might head up to Keswick on Friday. It depends. I need to sit down and actually have a look at some other campsites. This is very nice here, but there's no one else camping here, so I feel a bit of a billy no mates. It'd be nice to be around other people really. But
yeah, more later.